Hey everyone, I'm Katie and welcome to Katie's Creations. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how to avoid damage and grow your hair long. So my very first job was working at a hair salon when I was in grade 9, and I learned a lot about how to keep your hair healthy, how to avoid damage, and how to grow your hair as long as you want it to be. So I'm going to share some of these pointers with you. I've also learned some things along the way, and if you follow these steps, then hopefully your hair will be healthy and long too. So number one is don't cut your hair as often as hairdressers tell you to cut your hair. So I think on average, a lot of hairdressers will tell you to cut your hair every 6 to 8 weeks. I find this way too much to be cutting your hair. I cut my hair probably every 6 months to a year, sometimes less than that. Unless you have really damaged hair, you don't need to be cutting your hair that often. So, especially if you want to grow it. Okay, number two, don't wash your hair every day. You wash your hair every day, it causes damage, it's a detergent, it dries out the natural oils in your hair. So you want to wash your hair. If you can wash your hair every 3 days, great. I can only wash my hair every other day, otherwise it gets too greasy. On the days that I don't wash my hair, I'll use a dry shampoo. This is Batiste, and it smells like a pina colada in a bottle. It's just great. I spray it in my hair, I brush my hair out, and it looks as good as new, so it's perfect. So tip number 3 would be to clip your hair up. A lot of times we don't realize when we put our hair in a hair elastic that we're causing breakage, because the hair elastic will dig in and cause friction on our hair, and then we'll get these broken pieces about midway point on our hair. So my suggestion is to use either like just a typical clip, or I love these things. They're from Goody, and I'm not really sure what they're called, but they're like these little screw things, and you clip your hair up in like a French twist or something, and then you just kind of screw it into your hair, and it works really well. So I don't know, that doesn't look very good. But yeah, just to give you an example of what it looks like. Alright, so my next suggestion is to use a heat protectant spray. I use 2 different heat protectant sprays. One, when I get out of the shower, my hair is wet and I want to blow dry my hair, I will use Tresemme Thermal Creations. And this is just for blow drying, but I think you can use it for, I think it's for everything actually. You can use it for straightening and curling, but I just use this for blow drying. And then my next step is I'll use the Chi Iron Guard for when I straighten or curl my hair. And I love this stuff. I think I mentioned it in my last video. It's pretty expensive, but it's really great. Okay, so the next tip I have is to use a good brush. So unfortunately, I was running around my house trying to find my brush, and I can't find it today, but go figure. But I use Paul Mercier. It's a brush that I got off As Seen on TV, and it's supposed to be able to brush your hair quicker and without any pain, and I really love it. I swear by it. I recommend it to anyone. So invest in a good hairbrush. Okay, so my next tip is to use a leave-in conditioner when you are brushing out your hair. So after I get out of the shower, I do my heat protectant spray, but I also, I'll spray my hair with this Triple Nutrition. It's by Garnier Fructis, and you just shake it, and then you spray it on your hair, and it makes it easier to get tangles out. That way you're not ripping through your hair and causing all kinds of damage. So okay, so this next tip is probably the most important part of the whole video. When I was working at the hair salon, I learned something really important about specifically, but not always just drugstore brand, but drugstore brand conditioners. So a lot of times, and I would say about 90 to 95%, because I've spent a lot of time in drugstores looking at the actual ingredients in the back of a bottle, and a lot of times the second ingredient will be rubbing alcohol. So it'll say like sterile alcohol or different types of alcohol, but it's basically rubbing alcohol in your conditioner. And the whole gimmick with that is that they put that in the conditioner, you put it on your hair, obviously it dries your hair out, and then you think, oh my gosh, my hair is getting so dry, I need more conditioner, you put more conditioner on, and it's this vicious cycle, and it's basically a money grab. So my thing is, if you want to not everyone can afford a super expensive conditioner, and I'm not saying you need to buy a super expensive conditioner. Just make sure that you read the labels. There is a couple of brands in the drugstore that I've found that don't have it as their first ingredient or the second ingredient, or they don't have it at all. So I really like Dove. Not all their products have it as their second ingredient. Some of them do, but I like Dove. I like their shampoo and conditioner, and I also really like Kiss My Face. It's an organic brand, but they sell it at Shoppers Drug Mart or IDA, or depending on where you are or where your drugstore is. But it's really great and it smells nice. All right, so that's my little rant. Okay, and my next tip for you is to avoid blow drying your hair. So obviously this is, I know it goes without saying, and a lot of people do need to blow dry their hair because they get up early in the morning and they shower in the morning. They have to blow dry their hair. But that's kind of why I shower at nighttime, because I want to avoid that whole process. So what I'll do is at night I shower and then I put all my other stuff in my hair, and then I usually like to put this Paul Mitchell. It's a smoothing serum. It's called Super Skinny. It usually comes in a green bottle, but this was just a breast cancer awareness promotion that I got it with. So I'll put just maybe like a dime size through the ends of my hair, and it helps it dry faster, and it kind of smooths it out so it doesn't dry really frizzy. Okay, so the next tip I have is to braid your hair before you go to bed. So either braid it or clip it up in a little bun, but what we don't realize is when we go to sleep, especially when our hair is dry, your hair is constantly rubbing against your pillow and causing friction, which causes breakage. I don't know if any of you wake up in the morning, you have hair all over your pillow, not a good sign. So you want to clip your hair up, braid it, keep it together, and so it's not rubbing all over your pillow while you sleep. And my last tip for you is just to use a weekly treatment, a leave-in treatment. Usually you leave it in for like 3 to 5 minutes, and it just makes your hair softer, and it kind of reverses any damage that you've done. I'll show you mine. I use Paul Mitchell. It's a super skinny. It's a daily treatment, but I don't use this on my hair every day because I find it's pretty heavy for an everyday use, especially because my hair is so thin. But yeah, I love that stuff. You can find something else as long as it doesn't have rubbing alcohol as the second ingredient. And like I said, it's not always called rubbing alcohol. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's something alcohol. So just pay attention to that and don't buy those products because they are horrible for your hair. Anyways, I hope you've really enjoyed this video. If you like the video, please press the like button. If you want to keep watching my videos, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.